Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Sel. I post videos about art and adult coloring. Thanks for joining me today. I'm really happy you're here. This is probably not the best time to post about Temu products, given that Temu has increased its prices, at least for United States. But if you have the extra budget, I have some coloring and art supplies that I do recommend. Of course, you don't need any of these products. These are items that I consider as treat yourself, which is exactly why I bought them. If you've seen my previous videos, you will know that I'm quite frugal, and that's why I buy from Temu. Although, to be clear, I only buy art stuff there. And it's not regular. I happen to have credits from returning items, so I'm forced to use up those store credits. Now, for these purchases, there were really good promotions happening at the time that I couldn't pass up. And it's one of those get free items and get free credits promotions. They sound too good to be true, so I wanted to see if it really is true. And first, I will show you the items that I got for free. This is a set of crayons that I got for my daughter. These are very creamy and saturated. I think they call it Silky crayons. The body is made of plastic, so she can't break them. And there's also cute animals on each crayon, which she enjoys. They're super cute at least for a toddler. But the reason why I'm showing you these crayons for children is because I discovered that actually you can use them for adult coloring. And the thing with these is when you're using these, it's like coloring with lipstick. It's super creamy, but the only thing is some residue comes off like that. And what I do is sometimes if there's a large chunk that comes off, then I pick it up with my finger and then I rub it like oil pastel, and then I can still color with it. So if your child is heavy handed, which most likely they will be because they're children, they will most likely be heavy handed with a crayon. They'll run through this pretty fast if you don't control how much they're able to use in one session. It gets messy because, like I said, all that residue around the crayon, it goes to the cap. And if you don't twist it down before putting on the cap, then it gets all over the cap and it gets really messy and it can get on your child's hands. But the good thing is they're washable. So it's very easy to wash them off with water. And so what I'm showing you is how I can color with water. And basically, I can spread this with my brush. So that's one way that even an adult can use these crayons for coloring. So you can, share it with your child and, when she's not using it, you can use it on your coloring books. So I thought it's, pretty cool. So yeah, these are very cheap, very affordable. I got these for free because of a promotion that Temu was having, and I was pleasantly surprised because I didn't expect it to be actually quite good. As I said, they're quite messy, so there's some kind of maintenance going on here. You really have to wipe it off, clean it off, especially if a toddler's using it. And yeah, downside is, of course, it's plastic. a lot of plastic in the packaging, so it's not quite um, environmentally friendly. So that's the only thing I can say about this. If you're very conscious about that, then don't get these. These are the twistable crayons with the animal designs, and these are perfect for toddlers. Another free item is this watercolor pad. When I picked this as one of my free items, I didn't expect it to be this size. I guess I wasn't looking very well, but it's 5 inches by 8.5 inches. I thought it would be much bigger, and when I received it, I didn't have any high expectations, even though it says that it's cold pressed 300 GSM watercolor paper. But when I tested it, I was pleasantly surprised. So here is my little painting using gouache. I used Himi gouache for this and poster paint for the white because I'd run out of the white Himi. And here is a little watercolor testing that I did. There are 30 sheets in this pad, and one side is textured, but the other side is smooth. I'm actually using this pad for a project, and I will upload that video when it's ready. Yeah, I really like this watercolor pad, and I like that I can take it anywhere, and it's very portable. Like I can just fold it in my lap like this and sketch, and then on the other side, I can try gouache on this because I think this is better for watercolor and this is better for gouache. I'm thinking of buying another one because I really like the size and I like my experience painting with it. If you can find it, I really recommend it. It's not expensive at all. Even if you don't get it for free, it's very, very affordable for 30 pages and 300 GSM watercolor paper. The next item is this set of 50 pastel markers. These are the Restley pastel dual tip markers in 50 colors. So I don't actually have the markers in this packaging anymore. So how this works is this top opens up and then all your markers are inside, like standing up. And I think that's how you're supposed to store these markers. That's the way that it's packaged. Mine is in this pencil case. So I put them all in this case. Yeah, so these are all the colors. And this is the swatch. They're not in order in the swatch because this is how it arrived and I just swatched it. These are indeed pastel with some fluorescent colors there, like the yellows and the greens. One side is brush and the other side is a fine liner. And the reason I impulse bought it is to use it on A Million Magical Creatures. I thought that these would be great for that book. And I will show you that page. So I used it for these rainbows and some of the highlights in the water. Also some parts of the unicorn, the lightest parts, and the mermaid's hair. I also colored this page. mostly with these markers. I was able to experiment more on this spread, and I found that they can blend nicely if you can find the right colors to blend together. I think this is water-based because it doesn't smell like anything. And I recommend using these with other mediums, so not just the markers, but to use it with other mediums because you need to balance the fluorescent and pastel colors with darker colors for it to pop. And just beware that there's no pastel purple. So this is actually quite pink. Like it's not pastel, as you can see. It's a bit too dark already if you're going to use it as like a highlight purple. So there's no version of this in purple, which is a shame because, you know, that would have been really pretty to see. And there are some darker colors that I guess you need them again to balance the very light pastel colors. So these are more for blending, I suppose. So I want to try the fine liners for drawing or hatching. And yeah, maybe in another page. But I really recommend these markers. It's called the Restly Pastel Tone Dual Tip Marker Pens. And while we're on this page, let me tell you about these glitter metallic colors. So this is a set of 20 metallic colors, metallic watercolors, and I got these at a bargain price. Maybe $2 to $3. And I had, again, low expectations when I got this, but I was surprised at how well it actually works. I used it on this paper. I used it on the bubble and several other places. It really shows in the light, and especially, and even when I was using it, I could see where there was glitter and where there was no glitter with the watercolor. It works really well with dark pages like this and against dark backgrounds. So I recommend these glitter watercolors. Now, let's try comparing these watercolors to the Kuretake Starry colors. The Kuretake is still the better quality, obviously, in terms of the price. this is way more expensive than this. So it's not surprising that when it comes to this pearlescent white and golds, this is still the winner. But the benefit of this small set is that it's very, very affordable. At the same time, it has all other shades of metallic watercolor. So if you just want a little bit of shine on your coloring or painting, this is not bad. This is not bad to have. I hope you can see the glitter watercolors on the colored swatch here, just to show you that it really pops when you apply it on the same color. But you can also use it on its own. Yeah, I recommend this set of glitter watercolors. Next, I got this set of 50 fluorescent colored pencils by Brutfuner. I don't have them in this box. I already transferred them in my colored pencil case. And here they are. This is the set of 50. I have to press hard. Otherwise, if I'm just coloring my normal way, which is like this, I'll only have this amount of color on the paper. So I have to press really hard like this to really burnish it in order for the color to show, which is not how I like to color. So the experience of coloring with this is not so enjoyable. Although it's fun to have some neon colored pencils, and I have used it also on this page. So some areas are using these fluorescent colored pencils, but next to the fluorescent or the pastel markers, these really pale in comparison. So it's almost like you can't use the two together because these will just look like regular color because of how vibrant the markers are. So because I already have the pastel markers, which have a little bit of neon in it, I don't really need these set of 50 fluorescent colored pencils. And also, you don't need 50 neon colored pencils, neon colors. You only need the basics: purple, pink, orange, yellow, green, and blue. So I don't really get all these other shades because they're pretty much very close to each other. So I think it's not necessary. So I do not recommend these this set of colored pencils. Another set of pencils I got is the Morandi set of colored pencils. Morandi means a muted and soft color palette. The colors have a grayish hue that gives off a calming and sophisticated aesthetic. This is a set of 36 pencils, and there's a sharpener, but I have to find it. And I have to find the other pencil as well. So this reminds me of the Castle Arts Harmonious pencils, but in a budget price. So I think they're interesting, and you can use these colors for skin tone, landscapes, and botanicals, which is why I got them. They're not as smooth as Color. I'll show you a page where I use them. They're not as smooth as the Color colored pencils. And it says soft pastel, so I don't know if these are actually pastel pencils, but they feel similar to the Brutfuners, which is oily and hard to use, and it separates. So you can see that this paper has a lot of dents because I had to burnish the pencil in order for some pigment to show. Thing is, you can't really layer these colors because I think it's oily pencil. So it just resists each other. I mean, they're okay. Very, very calming colors, very light. If you want a budget version of the harmonious colored pencils, then this is a great option. It's slightly better than the Brutfuner. Some shades are slightly better, like the greens. I really like them. And let's try this. But some shades don't come out at all. So in theory, you can really do great things with these pencils. I tried coloring a page with only this set of pencils. Like, can I travel and just have these pencils with me? And this is what it looks like. And the answer is, I don't think so. Because in order to achieve some blending, you need darker shades of certain colors, and some of the shades don't go together. So, yeah, that's all I can say about these pencils. They're okay. I wouldn't say I don't recommend them. I like the colors of the pencils. They look beautiful. But if you have the budget for the Castle Arts, I'd go for the Castle Arts, definitely. And these are hard to find too, because I think they've been around a while, and maybe they're being phased out or sold out in many places, but you can still get them sometimes on Temu and AliExpress. So these are the Morandi soft oil pastels, Morandi colored pencils. So now that I've shown all the pencils, I'll review the pencil cases, which I also got on promotion. These are the pencil cases that I got on promotion. And I'm a frugal person, so I didn't think that you needed that many pencil cases, not to mention one pencil case. But finally, I admitted that in order for me to use my pencils effectively, I can't have them in tins and trays and occupy my entire table. So for the pencils to get used, I need to put them in a pencil case. And moreover, I have to know what the colors are so I'm not swatching as I color. And I think that's just a waste of time. So I've made like these labels. This is the swatch of the Morandi colored pencils. So I've made these so that I know exactly what color I'm getting when I pick up a pencil. And I know also where to put it back, where they belong. And that's particularly useful for pencils that look pretty much the same on the outside, and you have no idea what you're gonna get when you color it on paper. So I'm talking about like color pencils that has 300, 100 plus shades, 500 shades. So this has been really helpful for me in getting more efficient in picking out my pencils and using my pencils in coloring books. So I put my color pencils, polychromos, and some Prismacolors on this pencil case, and my specialty colors, my novelty colors on this pencil case. So this is the individual slots pencil case, and this is the multiple pencils per slot pencil case. Like you can put 2 or 3 pencils per slot, and both are 260 capacity. I like this better. It's shorter and has individual slots versus this because it's very much longer, bigger, so more difficult to carry around. And it's also more difficult to get pencils and put them back. So I prefer this individual slot of colored pencils. And if you want to also make swatches, swatch labels like this for your colored pencils, I have made templates and put them up on my Ko-fi shop for free. So you can download the templates for free. They kind of look like this that you can print out. So this is for the two markers like this, 2 markers per slot. This is the template for that, and then you just stick it here on top. I mean, you cut it and then you stick it. And then this is for the 3 pencils per slot, like this. And of course, I also have the ones for individual slots. So yeah, check it out and print it and see if it fits your colored pencil case. Because I think even if your case is for 72, 100, 300, whatever, because the heights of the cases are the same, the number of slots would be the same. It's just the number of zippers that would be different, I think. So check it out and yeah, download it for free. Okay, I forgot to say that I recommend the pencil case holders from Temu, especially if they're on promotion. I think they're the same in Amazon, but more expensive in Amazon. So if you happen to see a promotion on Temu happening, you should definitely get the colored pencil cases. So next is this 24 well paint set. This is a novelty item. It's a travel set for watercolor painting or gouache painting. And you open it like this. And you have 24 wells for your watercolors or gouache. So this is for water and it clips like this. So I think it's when you're painting outside, yeah, you can be doing like this. The reason I bought this is because I use like things like these giant mixing palettes for painting, and then I have leftover paints. Sometimes it's watercolor, sometimes it's gouache, and I can't wash it because I use the leftover paint. So now I can just if I'm using watercolors in particular, I can just put the watercolors in the wells, and then after I'm done, I don't have to worry about washing. That I can just put it away and then use it again next time. So yeah, I'm thinking it will help me to be able to use more of my mixing palettes for gouache. And the cup doesn't look very stable. I feel like I'm gonna knock it over because of the narrow bottom. So maybe I'll use it for traveling and let you know how it goes. Overall, I really like this. I like this more than I expected. The trays are heavier plastic than I expected. Um, the they're not like lightweight plastic material. They feel heavier somehow. And so I really, yeah, I recommend it. And it's very affordable. It comes in other colors like purple and pink. It's a cool gift for a few bucks if you have somebody with a painting hobby. And yeah, check it out. So next, I got some art books. Why? It just occurred to me that Temu might have art books. And since they have, decent coloring books apparently. So I checked and these books caught my attention. Oh no, I already got something on it. Anyway, this is the basic painting techniques with colored pencil. It teaches you to draw with colored pencils. It teaches you drawing and coloring with colored pencils. And it even has different brands of colored pencils explaining how to use them or how to work with them. And mainly, this entire book is using this Faber-Castell colored pencils. So I've seen books like this at the Japanese art section at Kinokuniya in Singapore, and I almost bought the same book, but that was like triple the price of this one. Of course, that one has nicer paper. This paper is like very much like newspaper, and everything is in Chinese. But I have tried to translate it, and actually, it's a legit book, and it progresses as you go through the chapters. So, if you want to learn how to draw or color with colored pencils realistically, you can check out this book. It's just type colored pencil book. I'm sure this will come up. And it teaches you how to draw fruits, flowers, glass, glass, fur, gem, and even an eye. So yeah, glass. Where's the fur? And even, yeah, an eye. Fur. Here. So the only thing that I'm peeved about is that it doesn't actually show this puppy, which is why I bought this book. But anyway, that's all right. I think this is a good book overall for the price. It's pretty much complete and it teaches you composition even. How to compose your drawings and your paintings. So, yeah, check it out. Here is the ISBN if you're interested. And the last item that I have to show for this video is another art book, which is called There is Light. And it is a compilation of watercolor paintings by an artist. It reminds me of Thomas Kincaid, of which I have coffee table books. I had no idea what would be inside this book when I got it, but I'm so glad that I did. I just blind bought it, but look at these photos. It exceeded my expectations when I was flipping through. The paper is glossy like a magazine, and I don't even remember that I bought this book, but I'm so glad that I did. And I would love to be able to paint like this someday. Nature is one of my favorite things to paint. And just leafing through these pages brings me so much inspiration and joy. And I don't even need to translate it to enjoy it. So, yeah, there you go. These are things that I recommend from Temu. Which one did you like? Was there anything that was new to you? Some people don't like Temu because of child labor and other unethical practices. I wish I can afford to not shop in budget places, but my current state of affairs don't give me a lot of choices. So I hope that I don't get a lot of hate for recommending Temu products, recommending Temu. I hope you can understand my situation. And that's all for today. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care and see you in the next video. Bye.